Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. I hope you're doing amazing, as always. But we're going to begin and pull an overall energy for the day from the Tattoo Tarot. And then I think we're going to use the Mermaid Tarot for the rest. But let's do some shuffling to get this going. To begin for Thursday. Okay, we're going to go with the Hermit. All right. We also have the King of Pentacles coming out. Okay, we're going to take both. We'll put one on either side of the spread I'm going to do. But it's definitely a day where you're spending some quality time alone. There could be a focus on your ability to lead others. But the innate ability that needs to be utilized at this time throughout this day and surrounding it to absolutely lead yourself towards what you deserve, what you want. I'm hearing just take action, do what you know you need to do, and then call it a day. All right. But with the King of Pentacles, I really do feel like there's evidence of your efforts paying off with the grapes here. Fruitful action is what I'm getting. Anything you produce and develop throughout this day will leave you feeling quite rewarded and very fulfilled. Okay, all the meanwhile. But naturally, with the King of Pentacles being one of the two overall energies, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a focus on your money, all right? Whether you feel you have enough adding up at this time, enough to back you up to secure your future, to make something happen even potentially, or if you feel like you are lacking in that category, all right? Needing to be bringing in more money, and Spirit saying, well, then you know deep down what you have to do. Do you need to get a side job, right? Or do you need to follow up with the company and get a job in general? Do you need to expand or put in different levels of effort towards your business? Or do you now need to actually take the step to put a business out there and get that off the ground, get those beginning stages rolling? It's going to be different for everybody, but I feel like the day does highlight your money situation for the better or for the worse. But Spirit's saying, regardless of whether you feel you're in good, I'm hearing standing or just doing well with money or not, or maybe somewhere in between, right? The focus on it is to be something of benefit for you, to be beneficial, okay? To move forward and make it happen once again. But I do feel like even if you are wrapped up with people throughout this day, you're going to feel very to yourself, all right? Potential reflecting to an extent on one, if not multiple habits, ways about how you've been living your life, routines potentially. And you might be a little bit judgmental towards yourself, but examining your behaviors, your looks, stuff like that. I am hearing that some of which there might be a focus on a regret or two, right? And that could tie into the King of Pentacles, where you could be regretting a level of, or certain levels of overspending recently or over time. Let's do some shuffling and pull from the Mermaid Tarot. I'm going to pull one for each quarter. For the first quarter, okay. So we actually have three. So we just need one more. Bear with me. I'm going to pull it right from the top. Okay, very interesting. So we're beginning with the Hierophant. And I think we're going to pull one more from the same deck to clarify, or to further clarify. So the first quarter of the day, as you make your way through it, there's going to be a focus on change. A change that you desire, a change that you feel passionate about. A change that may leave you with more success down the line, all the meanwhile. But with the Four of Swords, you might find that you're gaining a reminder to, or several for some drawn to the reading, that you are protected, all right, when it comes to taking that leap, very Fool card energy towards something new for you, an adjustment, a brand new situation, something that might trigger you because it's a risk to an extent. But Spirit's saying if you're trusting your intuition and you play things smart, it's not going to end up playing out to be risky behavior in the end. Does that make sense? But I feel like there might be people in your life that will view this change as a risk either way. So be it. all right? But I feel like you're being protected through synchronicities, reminders, even flashbacks, preparation. But there's a focus on you trusting your intuition wholeheartedly and accepting the fact that with the different levels of protection, you're golden, okay? But we're moving on to the Six of Wands. Before I show it to you, I do want to pull the clarifier. The Three of Pentacles, wow, good energy. So as you step into the second quarter of the day, getting ready to wrap up the first half of the day, there is a true focus on the fact that you're victorious in some endeavor. This could even be good news coming in, you accomplishing the acquiring of a situation or an approval of some sort. It could be good news that doesn't have anything to do with the victory that you're experiencing, that you're won with at this point in the day. But they're saying you might find that any efforts that you put forth towards a business, a project, a hobby, a job in the first quarter of the day is now paying off in the second quarter. But it might also be continued effort, they're saying spilling into, continuing into the second quarter, if I could speak. But naturally, I feel like a lot of which are gaining a level of attention. Let's just put it that way. I was going to say being noticed, discovered, remembered. And I feel like this may be part of the reason you're victorious. But I feel like it could be you being noticed because you're victorious, or both. All right. And I feel like you're, for the most part, in the first half of the day, feeling quite grounded, but a little bit nervous about your future. Is this because you need a situation? Is this because that potential risk we were talking about, that change? Is it because of one, if not multiple levels of lack in your situation currently? Is it because you don't want your past, your future looking anything like your past, or in certain ways? I just feel like there's a lot of concern that needs to be wiped away. In the reading that I did in full for Wednesday, I did talk a lot about, I didn't post it, but I talked a lot about, unnecessary fear. Yeah, fear in general, depending on what that looks like for you, it could be more than one level of which, but I feel like at the very least, there needs to be some realistic planning and setting up for a bright future for yourself. And I do feel like this victory, this being noticed in the second quarter is going to either relight a fire under you, you're behind, if you will, to do what you got to do to keep the hope alive or bring it on back, or it will just, I want to say remotivate you or continue that motivation, okay? Again, to do what's right for you and to not give up. And they're saying it's okay if you honestly have to or choose to settle for a situation that isn't what you really want anymore or fully, or it just isn't the best you can do until the time comes to switch things up. It reminds me of knowing that this isn't the end all be all, the best situation for me where I'm living. I mean, it does have a lot of benefits, as I've said before, but until I get to the financial status or just have the means to make that move more comfortably, I'm going to stick it out where I am. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's strategy that Spirit's saying it's okay if that is tied in to an extent, if not fully, to what feels like settling at times. All right. It's smart to do things strategically rather than just kind of jump the gun. But it doesn't mean it's not going to happen eventually. But we're moving on to the third quarter, the Seven of Swords. What do we keep in secret? All right. It feels like there's something where you're not telling a lot of people or anybody for that matter. Now, this could be, say, a big change, like a move of residence that you're desiring, planning for, maybe already in the stages of making that happen. Could be a career switch up, right? And if, say, you're working a day-to-day job, if not multiple, and you're thinking about even investigating, researching new opportunities, and you kind of feel like you have one foot out the door and one foot, inside, it's not going to make any sense to tell people in the work environment, is it? Right? It's good to just kind of, I feel like it's strategic, you keeping this to yourself. It might be more so you avoiding levels of judgment, other people's fears, concerns, being aligned with the Hierophant and the Four of Swords, that change that you're thinking about as a risk, okay, a bad one, a bad choice. And I'm hearing I can trust myself. I feel like you'll be reminded of this. But you step into the third quarter, and I do feel like there's a feeling of movement for the future and steps along the way that are being kept to yourself once again, and Spirit saying that's not a bad thing. Definitely matching up with the energy of the Hermit card. All right, you can do it on your own, and when the time is right, I feel like you'll share it with the world or select people, and you'll find that it is very beneficial to have maintained and implemented that strategy all the meanwhile to keep it on the down low when they're able to see that it's already working out for you. Therefore, they're not as judgmental or don't affect your mindset, your movement all the meanwhile, right? Your confidence in that situation, that change, or it could be more in regards to you just wanting to maintain that situation a lot longer, or for time period, right? Again, going back to that job example. But we're wrapping up the day for the fourth quarter with the Death card. Ooh, my voice, bear with me. Wouldn't be surprised if it is a day where you somehow are doing a lot of speaking, but the Death card talking about one, if not multiple endings coming to mind, being absolutely within your focus, and potentially popping up in a dream as you do go to sleep. If you do end up going to sleep, obviously everybody's sleep schedule is different, but let's clarify this one. Now, this could be a past ending, something that's kind of lingering, but you are trying to or plan to put it to rest. All the meanwhile, again, you can't help but continuously think about, and you might be reminded by Spirit through certain synchronicities, ads, I want to say memories on your phone, or I'm hearing iCloud to be specific, of an ending from the past that is made way for an inevitable positive beginning for you in the future, okay? Which naturally could spark another ending, right? If it's a situation where you're replacing one thing with another, all right? But look at that. This kind of is giving me sun energy, sun card energy, where Spirit's saying, at times completion leads you to happiness towards more passion. You're making room for when the time is right for you for something better. I do feel like as well, being aligned with the Six of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, and side by side with the King of Pentacles, they're saying that you will be more grounded with this new situation in the future than you once were with something similar. Please remember that, all right? And it's the sense of kind of King of Swords energy as well. You have the confidence, the ability, the intuition that's strengthened at this point, more so in comparison to back then, the knowledge and wisdom. And if we didn't say it already, the experience to back you up, to help you pave the way towards success within that situation. There's a huge feeling of you being reminded of what you're capable of, and how if you choose to, if you want to make something happen, you will, right? If you want to maintain something in a healthy direction, in a successful direction for yourself, you will, right? It's like if you are moving to an expensive area, you'll do what you have to do to make more money, right? To maintain that lifestyle, that dream, or just that situation for yourself. If it's more so a difficult job or just something new within your career, you'll make it happen by learning the way along the way and putting in the extra effort when need be, or just the effort in general, right? I mean, apply it to your situation. It could be something completely different, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a day where all the meanwhile in the center of the reading, you do need to, with the Seven of Wands, protect your energy, feeling like a lot's coming towards you, trying to, again, for some, prevent people's opinions and judgments and negativity, concern, fear, all the meanwhile from coming towards you, at least until the time is right, okay? Where it may just be minimalized all the meanwhile. Anyways, very wordy reading, but I feel like overall if you zoom out, it's a very successful day where you might just find yourself getting a lot done. But again, there's a huge focus on endings, beginnings, what you desire, what you deserve, what you're even for some, again, settling for the time being, and what you need and what you need to do in order to get to where you are envisioning throughout this day. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Thursday, and I'll definitely see you next time.